hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Getting ready to start our yoga practice this morning. Late morning practice. My name's Jen Clore, for those of you that might not know me. I want to say thanks real quick for tuning in if you are joining me live and taking this opportunity to let everything else go. So before we really get started with the practice, I'd like to just suggest that you turn other things off. Most definitely the TV. If you have any other background noise, if you can silence that. Even if you have a, smartwatch or Apple Watch that you can just silence for now, silence your phone. Just take the next, 45, 50 minutes and tune out, okay? It's good to just tune out to everything that's going on around you and tune in to what's going on inside, what's going on with you, because that's an opportunity, of course, to be able to just give yourself some really great, significant self-care. And let's face it, this is what we need at this point in time. So we'll begin. Just sit tall. I'm sitting on blankets, sit comfortably. If cross-legged isn't comfortable, feel free to extend your legs out, or whatever suits you is fine. I always start my classes chanting 3 ohms, okay? And so that's an opportunity to just kind of like get us ready to practice, gets me ready to teach. It works with the breath. So sitting up nice and tall, if you're not inclined to chant with me, take some deep breaths. Okay, so even sitting tall now, breathe in through your nose and take an open mouth exhale. Breathe out long and slow. Okay, so that's all you do for the chanting, except you're just going to add some sound, O and together. Okay, and you'll want to do that, and if you participate, it'll be like a sound inside your head, a vibration, okay, that we're going for. So again, it's just an inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth, right? So if you're chanting, or even if not, take your hands together, palms together, sit nice and tall, stretch your head one way, stretch your head over to the other way, and then bring your head right back to what you feel like is the center line. I'll invite you to close your eyes, or just kind of half close your eyes and look down at the floor, okay? And then from there, relax your jaw, swallow even, okay? Take a nice big inhale breath through the nose. And then release the palms and open up the eyes if they are closed. So our practice today is going to be fairly gentle, okay? We'll work out some tension in some areas that you might not have considered, might be holding tension. We'll take a few twisting postures, and keeping in mind, twisting is detoxifying. So before I forget, I just want to mention that if you're mindful of this, try to drink some more water today. Okay, be good to really, really try to hydrate today, because this detoxification process can dehydrate people, and that's not a fun place to be. So just sitting up nice and tall, wherever the legs are, is fine. Think about your sit bones pushing down into your cushion, and then lift your upper body away from those bones, okay? Hug your shoulders up to your ears, pull your shoulders back, set your shoulders down. All right, now we're gonna rotate to the right, okay? So I want you to start at your belly button. Think low in this twist. Bring your belly button around, your ribs around. Bring your shoulders around. Take your hand to the outside edge of your leg and maybe just prop yourself up with your fingertips behind. Start to rotate the torso this way. Maybe you can even turn your head to look over to the side. I'm going to try to add music into our practice today, just a few songs. So as you're holding that twist, let me see if I can get this going. Think about lifting up, tall, tall spine. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, squeeze just a little deeper. And then unwind back to the center, keeping that height that you created. Take it to the other side, belly, ribs, shoulders. Hang on to the outside of the leg. Hang on to the floor behind you. Sit tall and rotate around. Maybe we turn the head to look over the shoulder. And then again, unwind back to the center, okay? And now extend both legs. So we'd like both legs straight. Take your hands along the side of the body to help keep your upper body nice and tall. And then just go ahead and slouch and relax. Relax the feet, relax your spine so you feel kind of that curve. Now straighten out, lift, ascend, lift up, away from the floor, okay? Flex your feet again. You might notice a stretch just in this position. Keeping the legs straight and the feet flexed might start tuning you into your hamstrings, right? What the legs are trying to tell you. Now extend your toes forward. Feel that stretch across the top of your feet, okay? And then switch again, flex, flex, flex. Lift the chest, lower the shoulders, maybe tuck your chin down slightly. Extend your toes forward again. Okay, working out some tension and tightness in the feet. All right, now take a circle with your big toes kind of touching. Just slowly rotate your feet around in one direction. Nice and slow, okay? No need to rush. No need to rush. From there, just turn and rotate in the opposite direction. So take those circles the other way. Nice and slow. Really extend your toes out, forward. Try to get the top of the foot, the ankle stretched out. I love the way this feels personally. Now once you're back to the center, we'll take a little bit of space between your feet. Move your big toes in together, toward each other, and then rotate your feet around in opposite directions. Nice, slow rotations. You might even, notice a little bit of a snap, a crackle, a pop, right, in your ankles, and that's okay. That's good. You're working through tension in those connective tissues, the tendons, all that good stuff. All right, great. Go ahead and bring your legs back up to center. And then we'll move from a seated position. So go ahead and if you are sitting on blankets, just kind of move your blankets off to the side for now. Okay, and then come onto your hands and your knees. Okay, now coming to hands and knees, we want to make sure that the knees are stacked right directly under the hips, and the hands, the wrist, is stacked directly under the shoulders. Okay, so from there, look forward, pull your belly in, okay? Let your shoulders move away from your ears so the neck is nice and long. You just listen to the sound of my voice at this point in time. Press the palms down. Press the tops of your feet down. Pull your belly button up, or that space right below your belly button. Pull it up toward your spine. Okay, so very simple shape, but there's a lot going down. Press the pads of your fingertips down. Press the fleshy part of your hand, the space between your pointer and thumb down. Table pose. Now some cat-cow. So drop the belly down, turn the sit bones and the chin up. Take a big inhale breath here. And then exhale, curl your toes under and arch your back. Cat pose. And then switch. We're going to switch around from the cat. Sorry, this is cow. Big inhale breath here to the cat with a little modification in the feet. Curling those toes under. reaching the spine up to the ceiling, and just keep switching. Now lengthen, stretch the breath. Long, slow, deep breaths in. Long, slow, deep breaths out. Trying to match the length of your movement to the length of your breath. So let your breath decide when your body is going to switch. Continue to flow. Keep switching back and forth. And then once you take that last cat stretch, find your back nice and flat like the top of the table again. Now, if this is hard on your knees, okay, feel free. You can always take a blanket under the knees. Give yourself a little bit more cushion if you need to. I'm going to ask you to stand up on your knees now. Come into standing kneeling. So you have space between your feet. Your feet are about hip width apart. Space between your knees. In this position, hug those shoulders up. Squeeze the shoulders up. Pull the shoulders back. Set the shoulders down. See if you're able to take your hands behind your back. Okay? Maybe you just hold on to your fingers. Pull your stomach in. Keep that chest lifted up. Keep your shoulders rotating back. Maybe you can interlace your hands. Maybe not. Do what's appropriate for you today. If your hands are together, maybe you can reach and extend those arms even a little farther behind your back. Tuck that chin down. And then release the hands, okay? We're gonna come back to this posture a few times, okay? So we're gonna go from hands and knees up to standing kneeling a few times this morning. Back down to table pose, okay? Now curl those toes under, again, downward facing dog. Just pick the knees up, hover those knees over up off the mat, and then set your knees down, okay? Get a little bit more core work in. Pull your belly in, hover those knees. Set the knees down, okay? Full expression of the pose. Pick the knees up, straighten the legs, let your heels move toward the mat. Now they may or may not get all the way there. It's okay if they don't get flat. Make sure your alignment is right. So hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart, and you're pushing hands and feet down while lifting the kneecaps, lifting the sit bones, lifting the belly button. Lift the forearms even away from the mat. Let your head hang between your two arms. Gaze between your knees. See if you can totally release the head and let the weight of your head stretch your neck. And then slowly float those knees back down. And of course, if you need to release the posture sooner, by all means, go ahead and do so. Come back to standing kneeling. Okay, hug those shoulders up, rotate the shoulders back and down. Okay, take a little bind behind. So again, if you can interlace, fine. If not, just hang on to the fingers, rotate those shoulders back, tuck the chin. Maybe we reach the arms back, maybe not. And then release the arms, release the hands. Now step your left foot forward, okay? So in this position, you basically have two right angles, okay? Your back leg's a right angle, the front leg is a right angle as well. So knee and ankle, straight line, okay? Drop your left hip down. So hips are level. Keep thinking of the spine lifting up, chest rising, okay? Take those arms, again, behind. So this is a challenge for balance as well. Keep that stomach pulled in. Rotate the shoulders back and down. Press into the top of your back foot. Press into the bottom of your front foot. Maybe we reach those arms behind, maybe not. And then release the arms. Now we'll rotate toward that front leg. So belly, ribs, shoulders, hand to the outer edge of your knee. Other arm can hang behind you. You could take another bind there as well if you want to bring that arm behind your back. Maybe we turn to look over the shoulder, maybe not. And then unwind slowly back to the starting position. Step that foot back, downward facing dog. So again, plant your hands, your feet, slow motion even, raise up and pull the heels to the mat. They may not get flat, it's okay. Pull your thighs to the wall behind you, but try not to shove your chest toward the floor. Push the palms of the hands down, the fingers, the fleshy part of your hand. Use your whole hand, not just your wrist. And then float the knees all the way back down, okay? Now, just as a little tip, I'll get to that next. Okay, standing, kneeling, step the right foot forward, okay? Check your alignment. Is this a right angle? Is my foot too far out? Is my foot too far forward? I want that knee and ankle in a straight line. So facing forward, drop your right hip down, get tall through the torso, start to turn toward that bent leg. One hand on the outside, other arm just rests, or you can take another bind hand behind the back. So push the top of that back foot down, the bottom of your front foot down, keep your belly in, keep lifting up as you're rotating around. And then unwind again back to the center. Let's take another bind behind, shoulders roll back and down. Maybe we reach, maybe not. And then release the arms. Go ahead and step that foot back. Now what I'm going to show you is if you're finding in downward facing dog that the pressure is like really intense in your wrist, okay, another thing you can do is take the end of your mat or your towel, whatever you have, and kind of roll it up, make a little roll, and then take the heel of your hand to the roll and let the fingers rest on the floor. So that's another option for you, okay, if you need a little bit more support under your wrist. So again, one more downward facing dog. Pick your hands up, pick your feet up, adjust yourself so it feels like almost like four wheels of your car, okay? They're in alignment with each other. Heads hanging down, feet push down, hands push down, kneecaps lift, sit bones lift, belly button lifts. Breathe. And then slowly let the knees once again come all the way down, okay? Now from here, back to standing, kneeling. Okay, I'm going to ask you to keep those toes curled under. Again, this doesn't necessarily feel good, all right? I'll be honest with you, it could be a little intense. From there, if you have a block or anything that you can support yourself, you could stick that block between your 2 feet, or even the 2 blocks if you've got them, and then just slowly lower down. Okay, maybe you can make yourself a little seat with a cushion, or you might have to adjust the height of your block. Stay as long as you can, sit up nice and tall, and when you have to, just release. Okay, release that pressure on the feet. If you're able to, lower down once again. Okay. Sit tall, maybe interlace the fingers in front, reach forward, palms of the hands forward, and then reach up. And we'll let those arms come down nice and wide. Good job. That's a doozy, okay? And then go ahead and release the feet. Okay. Now, one more twist, all right, a little more intense than what we did. Step that left foot forward again. Same idea, right angle with the front leg, right angle with the back leg. Push the bottom of that foot down, the top of that foot down. Pull your stomach in so your core is working, all right? So you can repeat this twist. That's perfectly acceptable to do what we've already done, okay? Yoga's a practice, so that means you do the same thing, you repeat, okay? From there, if you're able to, try to slide your hand down and try to hook the elbow on the outside of that knee, okay? If that's possible, take the palms of the hands together. Okay. There we go, and just hold. So your upper body, your chest is compressing on that top of your thigh. And then to release, look down, let the hands release, let your front foot step back, okay? Find downward facing dog again. One more down diggity dog. So lift and hold. You have to excuse me for 1 second. Go ahead and float those legs all the way down. Had to let the dog out. Sorry about that. And then we'll switch it over to the other side. So step your other foot forward. Make sure you've got that right angle. Drop your hip, lift your chest, rotate. Maybe we take the hand down. Maybe we hook the elbow on the other side of the knee. Maybe not. Palms together. Deep, deep twist here. And then go ahead and look down, release those arms, step that foot back. One last downward facing dog. So hands down, feet down, lift those knees. Feel long, feel length in your arms, in your torso, in your side body, in the leg from the kneecap down, from the kneecap up. And then we'll look forward and just kind of step either the hands back toward the feet, or you can walk your feet up towards your hands, push your feet down, and slowly start to rise. Reach, palms of the hands together, and then hands down to the heart. Okay, so we're standing finally, and we'll run through a few of the standing postures as well. So first one is our good tall standing posture. Feet can have space. You can have a little bit of space between your feet, or you could bring those feet in close together. Mountain pose, Tadasana. So pressing the feet down, we want to connect with the mat, with the earth, like you're making a footprint, okay? Then just raise your toes up. Just the toes lift up. Maybe you can notice arches that are lifting on the bottom of your feet. Can you put your brain to the bottom of your feet? Okay, maybe not. Space your toes, let your toes return to the mat. Try to keep a lift through the arches of the feet, all right? Now squeeze those legs together, hug your kneecaps up, pull your stomach in. Okay, stomach's nice and tight. Chest is lifted, you just grew an inch. Hug those shoulders up, pull them back, set them down, reach arms down, and stretch your fingers to the floor. Okay, head's on the center of its axis. Strong feet, strong legs, strong center, strong core, strong chest. Smile, smile. Good job, good job. And then release, relax. So notice that difference, okay? You're standing, you're capable, you're balanced, right? And then engage, make it a stronger stance. Push those feet down, squeeze those legs, like your two legs zip up like one strong pillar, okay? Stomach's tight, chest up, shoulders low. Now, chair pose, bend your legs like you're sitting in a chair. I'm gonna turn to the side. Bend your legs. Try not to stick your bottom out, okay? Bottom stays in nice and tight. As a matter of fact, tailbone tucks down, belly button pulls up. Hip bones are like headlights shooting forward. Squeeze those legs together. You could leave your arms low. You could leave your arms center. You could reach those arms overhead. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, let your arms come down, okay? We'll do that again. Once more, you could have space between your feet. You could bring your feet in closer together. It's entirely up to you what feels right for you today. So bend and hold, right? Maybe you reach forward. Maybe you reach up. Again, tuck your tailbone. Tailbone down, belly button up. Neck relaxed. Okay. Hold, hold, hold. And then release. Go ahead and reach up. Big inhale breath. Now fold your body forward. Hinge forward. Pull that stomach in. Let your head come down. Let that head release. Little bend in the knees is fine. A little bend in your knees is just fine. From there, push your feet down. Pull that stomach in and reach. Big inhale breath. And then hands again down to heart. Okay. Warrior two, step your feet wide. Right. So a nice stance, nice space between your 2 feet. Right now, all toes face forward. From there, keep your left toes facing forward, turn your right toes out. All right, so right toes face one way, left toes face the other. Keep your chest in between, in the center of your 2 feet. So we're gonna bend that front leg. Once more, making that right angle, park your knee over your ankle, okay? I can go a little lower, so I'm gonna adjust with this back foot. I'm gonna give myself some more room and dig just a little deeper into that front leg. Notice, I'm not leaning this way, okay? Shoulders in between your 2 feet, arms extended, right? And then we gaze past the fingertips on that right side. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Breathe. Try not to hold that breath. And then straighten up that front leg. Let your arms relax. Just turn your right foot forward. Let that left foot turn out. Okay, so we're gonna switch sides here. Again, get your legs ready first. Pay attention, be fussy. Be very fussy about the shape that your legs are making. Okay, if you can sink down a little lower, go ahead and do that. Try to avoid leaning towards your front leg. Shoulders in the center, arms extended. Turn to gaze past the fingertips on that side. Now, a lot of action activities going into that front leg. Keep lifting up through that back leg. Back leg needs to work just as hard as the front leg. Warrior two. And then go ahead and straighten up. Relax your arms, turn your foot forward, and take a big step together, okay? Chair pose, again, bend and hold. Arms could be up, arms could be middle, arms could be low, okay? Try not to tilt your chest forward, chest is up, belly's up, tailbone down. See if you can sink down just another 1/2 inch, and then release. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands come to palms. So maybe you're feeling, at this point, your quads starting to fire up. Maybe you're starting to perspire just a little bit. These are heating postures, okay? So that would make sense. So, warrior one, right? We're in this time of a lot of worry, okay? So let's transform our worry into warrior. So step your right foot forward and your left foot back. Now, even standing in this position can be challenging, right? So push the feet down, plant those feet actively into the mat. Now shift your right hip back, roll your left hip forward, and then again, kind of tuck your tailbone, pull that belly in. So the lower body is very active, just standing this way, okay? Let's take the hands to the hips, bend that front leg. Again, trying to make a right angle. I'm gonna scoot my foot a little farther forward, okay? And back leg stays lifting up. So bending into the front leg, back leg up, tailbone down, belly in. Arms could be low, arms could be centered, arms could be up. Decide what's right for you. You've got choices here. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. And then to release, we'll straighten up. We'll try to keep arms extended. Let's turn forward and then turn to the other side. So turn the right foot in, left foot out. Plant those feet, bend your front leg. Warrior one on this side. Shift the left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe, lifting up through that back leg. It's gotta work. And then release the legs, release the arms, and turn yourself forward once again. Big step together. Okay. Now, if you have blocks, or if you found something equivalent or similar that you can use, go ahead and grab your blocks and then take them to the front of the mat, to the short end of your mat. Once again, we'll keep the right foot forward, step the left foot back, just like you just did, shifting the hips to this side. So this is a modified pyramid pose, forward bend. And so to begin, take the hands to the hips, plant your feet, kind of tighten up your leg muscles, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those legs, stomach's in nice and tight. Okay, chest is up, shoulders low. Shift the hips back and hinge. Hinge the torso forward. That's it. Now push your back foot down, pull the belly in, and stand tall. Okay. Good. So you can repeat that, especially if you don't think that you can go lower. You can just repeat that posture. Okay. If you want to go lower, here's what you'll do: tight legs, strong feet, stand tall, shift the hips, extend, extend, extend. If you're able to release the hands, you can take those hands down to your blocks. My back is pretty flat still. Trying to keep my back nice and straight. Okay. Keep pushing the feet down, squeezing those legs. Shift your hips to the wall behind you. Right? Spine is long, neck is soft. If it's in your practice, you could always even take the torso a little lower, letting the head hang over that front leg. And then go ahead, again, press into the back foot. Pull the stomach in and slowly start to lift the torso all the way back up. Big step together and just switch, okay? So switching the feet around, planting those feet. Connect with the mat, connect with the earth. Squeeze those legs. Stomach's in. Okay, chest is up. Hands to hips first. I want you to get that sensation of hinging your upper body forward. Okay, shift the hips back, hinge, hinge, hinge. We're just gonna go halfway. So back is nice and flat. Neck is soft. Push the back foot down, pull that stomach in. Find yourself standing vertically again. Okay, now again, repeat or continue to go forward. So strong feet, strong legs, get tall, shift the hips, and then come forward. Forward, forward, forward. That's it. Maybe we take those hands to the blocks. Maybe not. Stay here. Let the legs lengthen out. Let the torso lengthen out. And then again, if you, on the other side, you lowered the head, go ahead and do that here. And to release, you'll push that back foot down, pull the stomach in, and slowly start to ascend. Right, back to vertical, big step together. Okay, good job. Same idea now, except we're going to be coming forward. So if you have blocks or books or anything that's accessible, you can always bring them to the front of your mat this way. Feet go wide. This time, actually, let's get a little bit more work done with those quads. Step your feet out, or your toes out, I should say. Let those toes go wide, and again, bend. This is horse, okay? So we're gonna bend the legs, trying to keep the torso upright, okay? So again, try not to lean forward. Stay upright. Hands could be resting on thighs, okay? Sometimes it feels good to sway side to side. You could bring your arms or palms together as well. Right? And then just see if you can go just another half inch lower. That's it. And then release the legs, reach, star pose, space the fingers, and then release, okay? Now, bring your feet forward, toes forward, excuse me, and then kick your heels out. Okay, so this time, toes come in and heels kick out to the side. I'm gonna pause this song just a bit. Okay. Wide forward fold. So active feet, active legs. Squeeze those quads. Make sure that they're working. Stand up nice and tall. Same idea. Hinge forward, hinge, hinge, hinge. And just go as far as you can. Maybe you stop when your back is flat. Maybe you're able to take your hands down to something that can support you. Okay. So in this position, notice your feet again. Where is all the weight? Okay. Is all the weight on the heels of your feet? If so, shift those hips forward so you feel weight on the toes as well. Let your head look down. Okay, just listen to my words, right? So if you have support or blocks, you can leave those hands right there. Just stay. Once more, showing you options here, right? And especially if you are familiar with the posture and you know you can walk those hands back, kind of like in line with the arches. Inhale, lengthen out your spine once again, and exhale, fold. Let the torso hang in between your two legs. Keep lifting those sit bones, keep squeezing those quadricep muscles, and try to release the weight of your head so that your neck can just stretch. Breathe. And then pushing the feet down from the strength of the legs and the belly. Slowly start to stand all the way up. Okay? And then turn those feet back to forward position and step together. Okay. So let's go back down now to the mat. Okay, to the floor, I should say. And go ahead and sit. All right. So this, I would say, sit like in the middle, in the center of your mat, in the center of your space. Half boat pose, Ardha Navasana. So feet are spaced, okay? Even in this position, hang on to the front, to the lower legs, and lift the chest, right? So we want to try to sit tall, facing forward, as opposed to rounding the back. We're going to avoid trying to round the back, but sit up nice and tall, okay? So chest is up, shoulders are low, right? Stomach's in nice and tight, okay? Reach the arms forward if you're able to. Lean back, find something to look at, a point of focus in front of you. Lift one foot, lift the other foot, and just try to balance, okay? Just try to balance. Feel your core muscles, the abdominals, start to kick into gear. If you need to, hang on lightly to the back of your legs, or maybe today, you need an anchor. Let the hands come down to the floor and just lift the feet, and then go ahead and release, okay? Hands to lower legs, sit tall, nice and tall. Go ahead and lean back again. Take another one. Try to get another song going here. Find your point of focus. Find your point of balance. Arms up or supporting. Now, if you're familiar with the posture and you want to extend those legs straight, that's going to increase your challenge just a bit. You're going to tremble. You're going to shake. That's okay. Release and sit tall. Take a nice big full breath in. Long breath out. And then again, arms forward, lean back. Find what's right for you. What kind of boat are you going to float today? What shape? This shape? This shape? This shape? Okay. And then go ahead and release once more. Sit tall. And then we'll lower down slowly toward the floor. Okay. So try to keep your arms out in front and just like slow motion, lower the torso down. So feet are flat, feet are pushing down into the mat, and I'm slowly trying to let each vertebra gently land on the mat until the head is resting. Okay, from there, let your legs stretch out long. Point your toes, reach your arms overhead, and take a nice long stretch, lengthening out those abdominals, the hips. And then bring the arms along the side of the torso. Walk your feet up towards your lower back. And then pull your knees into your chest. Okay, so curl up into a little ball. Pick the forehead up. Move your forehead towards your knees. Release the head. Lengthen out that right leg. Keep your left leg in. Okay? Let the right leg just hover. Let that foot just hover up maybe an inch above the floor. Bring your forehead in towards your knees. Again, getting into those abs. Okay? And then let the head rest. Pull the right leg in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Press your lower back down into the mat. and switch. We'll extend and lengthen out that left leg. Lift it up just slightly. I'm not sure if you can see my foot or not, but it's not very hard. It's not high, not far up off the ground. Forehead comes up. And then release the head. Draw the left leg in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze again. And then we'll take both feet back down to the mat. Okay? So feel free to just kind of roll over and sit up or roll yourself up. So I do want to go through another series of postures that are reclined, okay, that are especially good for like sciatica, okay? Just really good to help keep the hips and the lower back healthy. And so if it's best for you, just sit up and watch me first before you try it, I guess would be a good approach. Sorry, I'm trying to DJ and do this at the same time. So ideally it looks like this. You will lay down, okay? You put, let's say, left ankle on right knee, and then move the left knee away from your head. But the foot stays flexed on that lifted foot. From there, we'll see if maybe you could reach behind and hang on to the thigh. Maybe eventually we get here. Okay? And then eventually what will happen is we'll find a twist in this where that upper foot twists over to the opposite side. Okay? So I'll walk you through all this. If you're not already reclined, go ahead and recline. Place the left ankle on the right knee. Gently just move that left knee away from your head. And understand this is about you tuning into you. Okay, maybe this is enough and you're just like, yep, I'm just gonna stay here and enjoy this and let my hips decide what is going on. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. If you'd like to try and move on, reach for the back of that right thigh and just hold there, okay? So your bent legs are a little closer now to your chest, but knees and hips are fairly stacked, right? Foot is still flexed on that lifted foot. Actually, both feet can flex. And then if you'd like more, extend and straighten that right leg. Looks like you're making the number 4, okay, with your 2 legs. And then go ahead and take the right foot down and we'll go for the twist. Now this is intense, okay? So I'll give you an alternate if it's too much for you, but you'll just drop that left foot over to the side, okay? So your knee is still facing or pointing up toward the ceiling. Shoulder blades are still on the mat, kind of intense through that left hip. Arms are resting along the side of the torso. Head is relaxed, chin is down. And if that is too much, I'm going to show you an alternative, which is to have both legs in and over to the side. Okay? So decide what's right for you. Decide what is appropriate. And then once you get there, relax. Try to just relax in the pose. And then to release, just kind of draw the legs back up or uncross them. It's entirely up to you, and take another little squeeze. Legs in toward the chest, squeeze, 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 and then return those feet to the mat. Now, other side, so right ankle on top of left knee. We're gonna move that right knee away from the head and just stay here. Stay here for a couple of moments in this position to help your hips unwind. If it's acceptable, or if you did it on the other side, reach for the back of your left thigh. Okay. Drawing that in just a little tighter. And then, of course, if you did on the other side, try to extend that leg up, making that number 4. And then go ahead and release that left foot all the way back down to the floor. We'll go for the twist here, trying to take the right foot over to the side, keeping shoulders on the mat, resting in this position, or just letting both legs kind of curl up over to that side as well. That's fine. Either way is fine. And then go ahead and release there. Uncross the legs, pull legs in one last time. Really press your lower back down into the mat. Tuck your chin down a little closer to your throat. And then go ahead and either roll over and sit up, or roll up, whatever works for you is fine. So we're at the last part of our practice, which is Shavasana, okay? This is known as corpse pose, and so if you're not familiar, don't let that scare you. It's meant to actually help you totally relax, okay? To try to get your body to totally relax. The brain, the mind remains very sharp, okay? So I'll show you some options here also. You could just lay with legs extended, arms extended, and flat on the back. Okay. If you have lower back problems, I would recommend making the feet go flat, walking your feet to the edges of your mat, and then letting your knees rest against each other. Okay, that gives a little bit more support to the lower back. But again, arms would be out to the side with the palms of the hands facing up. And of course, if you are familiar with yoga, it's always a nice time to take the pose with the legs up the wall. So I'll give you a moment to get settled in to whatever position it is that you would like to take. And as you're getting settled in, think about the balance between the right and left sides of your body. Okay, so as you're laying down, move around, make your adjustments. Think of your spine as center line and lay your body out so that it's balanced on the right and the left side. Tuck your shoulder blades in. Lengthen the back of your neck. Let your chin come a little closer to your throat. Okay, turn the palms of the hands up. Let the feet just flop over to the side. And once more, once you feel like you're balanced, okay, I'll invite you to let your eyes close. All right, you can hear my voice. Definitely don't need to see me at this point. And then with the eyes closed, let your eyelids feel heavy. Try to let the eyelids feel like a heavy blanket or a curtain covering your eyeballs. Soften the skin around your eyes. Soften the skin across your forehead. Face is nice and soft. Notice what your senses are drawing in, whatever it is that you still hear, see, if you have any taste or smell, how it feels to touch the mat, the air in the room. And then from there, moving beyond those senses, notice your breath. Just the natural flow of air moving in and out of your body. Try to maybe even take a little deeper breath once or twice to connect with that flow. And try to stay laser focused on your breath. Body is gone. No need to pay attention to the body anymore. Every time you exhale, your body gets a little more relaxed. So watch this breath. Follow this breath like it's the most important thing that you have to think about. If your mind wanders, it's okay. It's all right. Just gently redirect your attention and your focus back to that flow of air. Now switch your focus and awareness to that exhale breath. And every time you exhale, releasing the carbon dioxide, releasing other toxins like negativity, fear, worry, stress, overwhelm, whatever it is for you, choose it and release it on the exhale breath. Switch your awareness and your attention to the inhale breath. Focusing on that inhale, receiving the oxygen essential to your existence. Receiving everything else that's essential. Health, happiness, humility, hope, clarity, patience, love, light. Whatever you need, just ask and receive it on that inhale breath. And now moving beyond that breath, Notice the stillness that you're experiencing. That stillness is good for you. In this stillness, let there be a sense of peace. And let that peace settle in to the body, the mind, and the spirit. Peace in the world begins with each of us finding it within ourselves, and it's there. Always waiting our acknowledgement and our attention. So now begin to return to your body awareness and start to make some little movements. Maybe just wiggle your fingers or toes or do whatever feels natural to you, whatever you need, however you need to move. Start to move slowly. And then from being flat on your back, roll over onto your side. Pull your knees up into your chest, kind of like you're curling up into a little ball, and rest there for a breath or two. And then just slowly push yourself back up to a seated posture, facing forward once again. Okay. So we'll end our practice with the palms of the hands together. I want to say thanks again for joining me today. Feel free to leave comments if you want to do more classes with me. Let me know. I've got chair classes going. I've got some kids classes going that I'm doing live. But if this is helpful to you, it would be helpful for me to know that. This is not my favorite way to teach yoga, but it's what I do. It's what I can do to help people take care of themselves. So I'm happy to do that. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thanks again. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.